Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. In this video I'd like to give you guys an update on my Amaryllis plants here. So as I showed you in the last video, this one was looking really fantastic. It had lovely flowers on the top. You could see this one was in full bloom, it was looking really nice. And this one over here was still growing up, it was a bit smaller but it hadn't got any flowers yet. So you can see now it's quite a bit later. The date now is coming towards the end of March. So this one's gone over completely, but it's got lots of healthy new leaves. So all I need to do now is cut off these existing flowers so that they don't put any more energy from the plant into the seeds. Because if the energy of the plant goes into the seeds, that means there's less energy going into the bulb for next year's flowers. So what I'll do is I'll just cut these off just behind the seed head. So you can see there, you've got the old flower, and just behind that is the seed head, which is this large section. In fact, if I cut it open, you can actually see some very small seeds starting to form once I get this in focus. There you are, you can see them coming on, little seeds. And one of the things you'll notice from an Amaryllis is it's pretty messy when it starts to die. You can see my thumb there, I've just touched that. It looks like blood, but it's not. It's yeah, the Amaryllis, really, as soon as you touch it, you just get this red, sticky stuff everywhere. So that's another good reason to cut it off, really. I've even had it drip before onto my windowsill. It just makes a bit of a mess to wash up. So I'll just go around now, cutting off the remainder of the heads, so that none of the energy goes into the seeds. There we are, that's them all cut off. Now the reason I'm leaving the stem, and also these little bits at the top, is because there's still a bit of energy and a bit of moisture left in those stems. And as the flower stem dies back, the plant will actually take some of the nutrients back out of these stems into the bulb, and that's why you can see this one going yellow, because the chlorophyll is being broken down. It's taking all the nutrients from the chlorophyll and the other parts of the plant and pulling it back into the bulb, which in turn is then helping it to grow new healthy leaves. So that's why I'm going to leave them. But as you can see, this bulb's doing great. This is the first one that's flowered, and even the baby here is now looking quite big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until these two flower spikes die back, wait until the leaves are fully at their full size, which will probably be in about a month's time. And then I'm going to see if I can separate these two plants, because at the moment the one plant is just by itself is actually a bit big for this pot, and two plants would be far too big. So I'm going to see if I can separate them. And then the final plant is my other Amaryllis here, which you can see is doing quite well now. So you can see it's coming up with a new flower spike. Now unfortunately I'm not sure what these strange lines are on it. I'm thinking that might be compression lines. So what it is, I think, is it's been trying to force its way out the bulb, but because the neck on this bulb is really tight with a lot of dead leaves and bracts, you can see some of them are still green. It's had a real trouble trying to push through. So I think the really high pressure levels that it's been building up have actually kind of distorted the growth of it, and that's why it's got these weird kind of lines. I'm thinking that it will probably grow out of it as time goes on, and it should become a smooth stem. But I'll just keep an eye on it and see how it does. They're not as visible on this side. I'm not entirely sure to say what they are, but I think that's what it probably is. So at the moment I can only see one flower head coming up. I will hopefully get a second one. On the other bulb, which was actually a tiny bit smaller than this bulb, and it had energy going to the baby, I had two flower spikes, and each flower spike had 4 flowers, so that gave me a total of 8 flowers. As I say, this one's a lot bigger, this bulb. The pot's more distorted because it's been pushing more, and I don't think it's putting any energy towards a baby plant. So I'm expecting even greater display with this. It might not have as many flowers, might have more flowers. If it has less flowers, the flowers will probably be larger in size, but we'll just see how it does. And this one is actually growing leaves at the same time, whereas this one was quite good. It didn't grow its leaves until it was flowering, so it was a nice display. It didn't get as many flowers as many leaves, in the way of the flowers. Whereas this one looks like it's growing its leaves at the same time as its flowers. It's not an issue, but I just personally prefer just seeing a clear stem with big flowers without too many leaves. But yeah, we'll see how that does. I'll give you regular updates on this one. I shouldn't be away again. So with this one, I managed to miss it when it was flowering, both flowers at the same time. I only managed to show you the one. But I'll be here for this one, and I should be able to give you some nice updates of this when it's finally in flower.